think tank conference that does that, and they often give discounted rates for your parents and get to utilize the Division I facilities as well. So they tend to share a lot of things, so they do share a recreation center. If you look to your right, you'll see the largest recreation center that we have on campus, and this is Woodland. They have an Olympic-sized swimming pool as well as a 30-foot high dive. All of the recreation centers have their own specialties. This is just the one for the Bush campus. The recreation centers are completely free for use for students. You swipe in using your Rutgers ID and swipe out using your Rutgers ID. They all have traditional gym equipment. We are now switching over to more of the academic side of our Bush campus. So if you look to your right, you'll see the Field Center. This is the home of the mathematics and the computer science departments. So if you are one of those majors, a lot of your classes would be here. And if you look to your left, you'll see the Rutgers golf course. This is our very own 18-hole golf course where students do get discounted rates. There's also discounted rates during Mother's and Father's Day. So if you want to take your parents out golfing, you'll be able to do so as well. If you look to your right, you'll see the physics and astronomy building with a world-class observatory. It's opened up twice a month for students, and you are able to go and have free pizza, look at the stars, go hang out. The observatory is really fun to go to. I always try to go to their events just because, once again, I love free things, and there's free pizza there. Our six-year, six-figure program, like we said. So if you look to your right again, you'll see the Alsberg classrooms. This house is the largest lecture hall at Rutgers. It seats up to 400 students. If you look to your right, you'll see the engineering quad, which is surrounded by engineering buildings. And if you look to your right again, you will see the Smithers Years at Rutgers. Research is not something that is just for STEM majors, it is for everyone. I am someone who did research on how drug affects modern literature as an English major, and so research is really highly encouraged. We are an American Association of Universities member, and we are a research-run university, so that just means we receive a lot of special funding for our students and for our professors to be able to do research projects. We also have the RST research programs, which are things that students can sign up for and apply to be able to have a year-long research opportunity. If you look to your right, you'll see the chemistry and chemical biology building. It houses a lot of really cool groundbreaking labs. I did research there when I was in high school about how stem cells can be used to cure osteoarthritis. So there is, once again, a lot of really cool things that you can research at Rutgers. Bookmark in your head. Later I'm going to talk about housing, and I'm going to mention the Bush Suites, and this is what I am talking about. If you look to your right, you will see the Richard Weeks Hall of Engineering. This is a flagship location for the School of Engineering. It's shaped like a ship, and it was student designed. So in this building, if you were a student of the School of Engineering, you'd be able to discover the 11 different types of engineering you can major in during your first year as an engineering student. Each week you would cover a different topic. Week 1 would be chemical engineering, maybe the next week is mechanical engineering. By the end of that year, you would then decide what type of engineering you want to study, so you have a taste with it before you decide that's what you want to do. We are coming up on one of our student centers. This is the Bush. Have them across all of our campuses. Many different cultures are being served, and I will try to point them out as we go If you look to your right, you'll see the Center for the Chabad House. The Chabad House houses a 300-person synagogue as well as the kosher meal plan. If you look to your right again, you will see the College Avenue Gymnasium, and this is the recreation center for the College Avenue campus. It is the birthplace of college football as well. If you look to your left, you'll see Brower Commons. This is the dining hall for the College Avenue campus, and they have a 16-flavor ice cream and topping bar. If you look to your right, you'll see the College Avenue Student Center. Once again, student centers on all of our campuses, places where clubs will have their meetings, and sort of like the living room of the college campus. If you look to your left, you will see Bishop Beach, which is surrounded by traditional style residents. Rutgers is by no means a go Greek or go home school. Only about 13%, which is 1 in 8 of our student population, is involved with Greek life. But we have over 80 different Greek life organizations. We have cultural, philanthropic, social, whatever kind of Greek life organization that you are looking for, we most likely have it. Once again, we are by no means a go Greek or go home school. I personally am not affiliated with Greek life. My brother is a Rutgers alumni. He was very involved with his social fraternity, so it is really a personal preference on if you choose to get involved with it or not. Something that all of our clubs and organizations and Greek life here on campus are involved in is the Rutgers University Dance Marathon, where we dance for 12 hours at the Jersey Mike's Arena and raise money for children with rare blood diseases and blood cancers. If you look to your right, you will see the Honors College. The Honors College is an interdisciplinary living learning community that spans across 6 of our 7 first-year schools. The only school that it does not span across is the School of Nursing. They have their own rigorous academic courses. They would not be able to complete the requirements to stay in the Honors College. The Honors College makes you maintain a 3.5 GPA. You have to complete 30 hours of community service by the end of your junior year, and you also have to complete an honors thesis project as well as take some honors level courses. There is no separate application for the Honors College. As long as you apply to Rutgers by December 1st, you are automatically up for consideration. They would extend an invitation to the top 500 students in each applying class in February, and you would have to accept this invitation. If you are in the Honors College, you do have to live in that building for your first year. They are the only place at Rutgers that has a live-in requirement. So once again, only place at Rutgers that has a live-in requirement is here at the Honors College. There is no set GPA or set SAT score that they are looking for. They just say they accept the top students in each applying class. That does not necessarily mean top academically. That could mean you're really involved in your school, something, you do a lot of community service hours, things like that. They take a very holistic approach. So if you don't get into the Honors College, this is not the end of the world. You can always apply into one of these school-specific honors programs. We do have honors programs at all of our schools that you can either start right out of high school or you can apply into them after a year at Rutgers. They have the same requirements, 3.5 GPA, service hours, honors level courses, and a thesis project as well. We're going to be getting off the bus again and going into one of our academic buildings. We're going to sit down and talk about academics.
This can seat up to 150 students. Your class sizes, that is one of the most popular questions we get, is how big will my classes be? They can definitely range during your time at Rutgers depending on what school you're a part of, what year you're in, and what you are studying. From personal experience, my smallest class was 4 students, my largest has been around 150. But I mentioned on the Bush campus, we do have a lecture hall that seats up to, it's capped at 30 students, so it's going to be people from your class, but there's only going to be 30 of you, and it's taught by a graduate student who is studying the same thing that you are studying. And they're just going to be going over the information that you learned in your classes that week. You're not going to learn anything new. It's a time to ask questions. Once again, go over information, take some quizzes, and just get ready for whatever assignments that you are working on. And it's taught by a business school professor, and they really like playing golf. So they teach a class on how you make business connections while you play golf. So you get to go to Top Golf and you get to go play golf at the Rutgers Golf Course. So these are a lot more casual, getting to know your professor. They're capped at 25 students, and they're just more fun and to do things, once again, a little bit outside of your academic-based thing, and also on a medical side. So once again, just really fun, interesting things that you can take. If you're a part of the Honors College, you are required to take a burn seminar. Otherwise, we just highly encourage all of our students to take them. So I didn't have any questions about these seminars. And they're going to say, okay, they're going to look at your school's core requirements and they're going to place you in some classes for that. And then they're going to look at exercise sciences prerequisite classes and maybe put you in Introduction to Kinesiology. So they're going to give you 1 class or 2 classes that might go towards your intended major, but you're really going to be focusing on completing those core requirement courses just so that you have time to experience Rutgers before you really do decide what you want to study. After your first semester at Rutgers, you are responsible for building your schedule on your own, but there are academic advisors available for you for guidance if you needed it. all of plus or an A in a course, and they will just help you out. You can do one-on-one once a week, twice a week, however often you need in person, online. They will help cater whatever needs that you have. They also host a lot of different study groups for certain classes each semester. They put out a big list of what classes they're teaching study groups on, and you can always sign up and go join those as well. So they're really helpful, just once again, to get ahead if you are struggling in class. Go ahead and get the help that you need. It is completely free, so definitely take advantage of that.
Alright, we are coming up on the yard. This is referred to as the 3 R's. If you see that big jumbotron in that green space, there's the recreation of it. You can go hang out with friends. The association that I'm a part of on campus, we host a lot of cool events like the petting zoo, pumpkin picking, movie nights, yoga classes. I'm actually hosting a blood drive here in October, so there's a lot of cool things happening over at the yard. It is surrounded by retail spaces, so that is the other R. And you can just go hang out with your friends, get your hair cut, have a meal. One of the grease trucks, this used to be grease trucks here if you're a Rutgers alumni, not anymore. One of the grease trucks remains. Are you hungry? It is still here in a storefront. If you go above all these things, typically, once again, those are reserved for upperclassmen students. If you look to your left, you'll see Old Queens. This is the most, it is where Rutgers guys start in 1766 as one of the founding 9 universities of America, meaning that we were here before America was even here. Right now it's administrative offices, President Holloway House's offices there, and the alumni houses. At the turn, if you look to your right, you'll see the Rutgers Barnes Noble in the basement. That's where you get all of your textbooks. They price match with Amazon. On the second level, you can get a Rutgers shirt, and on the third level, it is a traditional Barnes Noble. And if you look to your right, you'll see the New Brunswick train station. It services Amtrak as well as NJ Transit. You can get all the way down to Florida, all the way up to Canada. I've taken the train to travel around countless times. I went down to DC in the summer, and I am an international and an in-state student. So every time I want to go to my dad's house in Romania, I take a train to the plane, and then I get to my dad's house. Because it does stop at 45 minutes to get into New York Penn. So if you have an internship in either of these two places, it is very easy to get around. We highly encourage that all students have some exploration and success, as well as through one of our many internship fairs. We also have the Rutgers Handshake app, which is an internship at Johnson & Johnson, a co-op at Johnson & Johnson. He works full-time at Johnson & Johnson now. So they love hiring Rutgers students across all of our disciplines. We are heading over to see, pass by this campus because we do have some classroom and schools located there. We have the School of Social Work and the Ernest Blostein School of Planning and Public Policy. So you could go ahead and do either of those two things as well. The Mason Grove School of the Arts also has some classroom or studio buildings there, so you could go take some classes there as well. Downtown New Brunswick also has a lot of different local eateries and some activities. There's a lot of really fun local eateries there that students will frequent. Other ways that you are able to get involved without necessarily leaving the campus is by being a part of one of our 800 different clubs and organizations. You can find out about all of these clubs and organizations if you have really specific ones that you're looking for on the Get Involved website. Otherwise, during our first week of fall, we have something called the Involvement Fair, where all of these agree with that, although I didn't at the time. I definitely agree with it now because it is shown to be 100% true. By getting involved at Rutgers, you really are able to get to know people and have a consistent schedule outside of your academic classes. Really great way, once again, to see familiar faces around campus is just by getting involved. So we highly recommend all students be part of at least one organization here on campus. If you look to your right, you will see where you can buy a parking pass, or you can do it online. All students can have their cars on campus at any year, so first-year students can definitely have their car. It's around $150 per semester, whereas the tickets are around $50 each, so definitely purchase a parking pass if you don't want to have to pay all those tickets. Your Columbus campus is one of our more rural campuses and is the sister campus to Cook. Both of them very rural, things are a lot more spread out over here and a totally different vibe than the College Avenue campus. Douglas is home to the Douglas Residential College, something that I'm a part of, and it is for female-identifying or gender minority students, and you're able to go receive a lot of really cool opportunities by being a part of Douglas. I'm in the Women in Science and Engineering program that they have, and there are a ton of really cool events that I've been able to take part in because I am a Douglas woman. Douglas also has its proud roots in the New Jersey Women's College. We are the continuation of that, so if you are a female-identifying student or a gender If you look to your left, you'll see the Douglas Student Center. Once again, there will be Dunkin' Donuts that accepts meal swipes inside of this one. So On your left is the Global Village Living Learning Center. If you were looking to be in the Douglas Residential College and get to go on a study abroad trip for a couple of weeks, you'd be able to live here for 1 year, and after one semester or after the year, you would go on a study abroad trip with the people that you were living with. And if you look to your right, you will see the post office here for the Douglas campus. We have post offices on all of our campuses. It's the last 4 digits of your Rutgers ID and then RPOA, and you'd be able to go ahead and pick up your mail then. You'd get an email anytime that you get mail delivered. And on your right is Passion Puddle. Passion Puddle is one of the top 10 most romantic places in New Jersey. There's a legend, you walk around it 3 times holding the hand of your beloved. You're going to be together forever. Maybe you don't want to be together forever with them. You have to walk around backwards 3 times and then push them in at the end to undo the curse. On your left is another green space, and this one has some frisbee golf that you can play with your friends. Those where Douglas ends and where Cook begins, they do share this landmass with one another. So we're now on Cook campus, home to the School of Environmental and Biological Science, as well as the Cook Farm. If you look to your left, you'll see the Institute for Food, Health, Nutrition, and you can go and see the largest living plant wall in the United States there. If you look to your right, you will see the Marine and Coastal Life Sciences building. They host a really cool 2-week study abroad trip to Antarctica. We do have study abroad trips in all 7 continents. I knew someone who studied abroad for a year in England and someone who studied abroad for a few months, and he had a really great time. You can find more information about all of these programs on the RU Global website. If you look to your right, you'll see the Cook Farms. This is our fully functioning farms, and seniors are able to take a class where they get to raise a baby animal. If you look to your right, you will see the Cook and Douglas Recreation Center. This is the rec center shared between these 2 campuses. Their specialty is that they have outdoor tennis courts and an outdoor street hockey rink. Right across the street from the Cook Doug Rec Center is the Cook Student Center. Housing options. Nicholas Hall is a great example. Things are 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers. There's going to be a communal study space on the floor, a communal bathroom for the males and for the females on the floor. And then there's also going to be a residence assistant. Residence assistant is kind of like the mom or dad, and they have, if you have any problems with your roommate, they would be able to help you out as well. So that is the traditional style housing option. The next level is the suites. Those are the ones that I mentioned on our Bush campus. You're going to be living with a total of 5 other people. There's going to be 3 rooms, so you're going to still have a roommate, but the second time they might be annoyed that you're asking for help again. There are 3 different ways that you can find a roommate. The first way is Rutgers Random. You answer a 5-question survey, and they will match you with someone who is the exact same 5 answers. Next way, you both love Rutgers so much, you've been best friends forever, you can go ahead and live together. The third way is you meet someone online. That is how I met my roommate. We met on the Class of 2024 Facebook page, and we decided we wanted to live together after we both made posts about ourselves, and then we wanted to live together that way. So that is the third way of finding a roommate. You are all required to sign something called a room pact agreement at the beginning of each year, and you sit down with your roommate and you say how many times you're going to shower in a week, how many times you're going to do your laundry, on average, what time you wake up and what time you go to bed, just so you make sure that you are following the rules that you have for each other. If your roommate or you are breaking one of those rules, your roommate or yourself can go to the residence assistant and they can help you get that sorted out. If you did need to switch rooms because your roommate is not following the room pact agreement, you would be able to do so as well. If you look to your left, you will see the Mason Gross School of the Arts. This is where you can get your Bachelor of Fine Arts in things like dance, visual arts, music performance, things like that. You'd be able to do so at Mason Gross. They do have a supplemental application. You do have to submit some portfolios or come for an in-person audition as well. If you want to be involved with the arts but not necessarily be an art student at Rutgers, you can do theater appreciation. You learn how to appreciate theater by going and seeing Broadway shows, so Rutgers students across all disciplines love to take it. We are now on the longest bus ride that you would be on as a Rutgers student without any stops from the Douglas campus to our Livingston campus. It's on average around 7 minutes. Today it's going to be faster because there is no traffic, but we do have 9 different direct routes between all of our campuses. The bus system is the second largest bus system in the entire state, only behind NJ Transit, so we have a lot of buses running for our students. The buses run from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day. When the buses are not running, there is something called the Night Mover, which will take Rutgers students from one area on campus to another area on campus if they needed transportation. So that is there for students to utilize as well. No questions asked, they will come pick you up you will see throughout our campuses that there are blue light posts, and if you needed anything, you'd be able to press that button and someone will be with you in person within minutes, if not seconds. We are also a text to 911 school, so if you're uncomfortable calling 911, you could always text 911 and they would be with you, same thing, within minutes, if not seconds. We are very heavily patrolled. I noticed today there were a lot more police officer cars out just because students are moving back onto campus. During the summer, it's a little bit different, but when students are here and in session, I feel like I can't walk more than a quarter of a mile without seeing at least 2 police cars patrolling the area just because they do want students to feel safe and feel protected as well. That's why I stress within minutes, if not seconds, someone will be there to help you if you need it. I personally have never felt unsafe on campus because of all these safety precautions. If I did ever feel unsafe, I know that the situation will be quickly resolved just because we do have all of these things in place keeping our students safe. We are now entering our Livingston campus. Livingston is home to the Rutgers Business School and the Rutgers Ecological Preserve. Health Performance Center, that is where student athletes can go if they're injured, but it is also a great place that does a lot of sports medicine related research to benefit the greater New Brunswick and Piscataway areas. When I was in exercise science business school at the Rutgers, things like accounting, finance, supply chain, leadership, and business analytics and information technology. They have a Road to Wall Street program and a Road to Silicon Valley program where you, a sophomore student at Rutgers, would be paired with a Rutgers alumni working at either of those 2 places, and they would help you get to where they are today. And if you look to your left, you will see the Jersey Mike's Arena, formerly known as the RAC, also known as the Trapezoid of Terror, because of the great home court advantage we have. Because of to your left, you will see the apartments above the first floor retail. So it is the same thing as the yard, the 3 R's, recreation, residential. These upperclassmen apartments are typically reserved for upperclassmen students. There's Kilmer's Market, the little grocery store. It's 1 of 5 in the entire world, and you can use your meal swipes there. And if you look to your left, you'll see the Rutgers Cinema, another one of my favorite places on campus. During the day, there are classes there, but during the evening, it is a movie Tuesday during the summer, so it's one of my favorite places to go hang out. Efficiency, we have student centers on all of our campuses. Right behind it is the Livingston Dining Hall. This one has a burger bar and sort of like Wawa or Quick Check or Sheets ordering where you have the iPad and you get to type in what you want, so it's fun there. If you look to your left, you will see a parking lot. This parking lot is important because above it there are solar panels. By 2030, on our most green campus at 80%. So we are definitely very proud of our renewable energy and our work towards it. That's why a lot of these parking lots are currently under construction because they are getting solar panels put in place. A fully functioning spa. During your birth month, they will give you a free massage. They never check when your birthday is. Every month you can have a birthday and you would get a free massage here. Quads. Does anyone want to guess how many Livingston quads there are? See, you would think 4. Here at Rutgers, quad means 3. There are only 3 quads here. But the quads are a great example of why the Livingston campus is the most first-year friendly campus. It is a big square. It is very hard to get lost here. It is very hard to get lost on any of our campuses, but because Livingston is a square, super easy to navigate. But the Livingston quads are the flagship location for a lot of our living learning communities. These are for first-year students or older, and they are able to go and live with people who have similar ideas as them. I'm a part of the largest living learning community on campus, which is the Douglas Residential College, but there are ones that are only a floor, so maybe someone on the 1 floor might really be interested in meteorology, so everyone is interested in meteorology. They live together, they take a 1 credit course for the entire year, and they do things related to meteorology once a month. There's one that everyone in that floor will like the French language or like France, so they watch French movies, they eat French food, things like that. It's just a way that you can live with like-minded people is in these living learning communities. If you look to your right, you will see the Rutgers Ecological Preserve. This is what makes the if you look to your left, you'll see the Rutgers Ecological Preserve. It is what makes the Livingston campus the largest campus by landmass. It is 396 acres, and a lot of ecological-based research happens there. There's also a 5K called the Mud Run that you could do, and if you wake up early enough, you will see the cross-country team practicing in there. There are walking and biking paths and hiking paths there. I'm from the middle of nowhere, so I really like the Ecological Preserve because we have 3 health centers on campus. This one is shared between Bush and Livingston because this is the road that connects the 2 campuses. We have one between the Cook and Douglas campuses, and then the College Avenue campus has its own. I was really unsure with what I wanted to study, and I really didn't know where I wanted to go really with anything, so I knew staying close enough to home but also far enough away from home that I would be able to have an experience that was independent of my parents, but also close enough by that if I needed them, I would be able to. I live about an hour away, so it's really as we come back into the visitor center, there are restrooms in there if you need to go to the restroom. Other than that, you are welcome to go home or go check out another Rutgers campus here if you wanted to. I'm here for your questions, and I hope to see you guys here at Rutgers in the next few years. If not, I hope you guys have a great time looking for other places to go, but I hope you guys enjoyed the tour today.